perfect.
No, I was just gonna scream out a swear word, but I'm not gonna do that.
No, I love because it's almost like a tradition now. Whenever I say mics are live, either on purpose or usually more likely on accident, somebody will say something really ridiculous. More than once, you have oh fuck, and somebody runs out. So yeah, there you go. I cursed. Don't worry, these aren't getting monetized. Well, they are getting. We're gonna try to monetize them. Lies, I say. Anyway, welcome to Ultra Podcast Z episode.
Oh yes.
Episode 65. What time? What day is it? Today's the 6th, June 6th. So it's 669. It's almost flip that 9 over, and we have a very lucky day today. But
it's 6619.
It's 9. Don't ruin my thing here, Molly.
It is not 2009.
Anyway, as always, I'm Manuel, leader of Radio Connections, and the host of Ultra Podcast Z. And tonight, I am joined by Molly.
Hi.
Hi. Say hi, I'm Molly or something.
I'm Molly. Hi.
Oh my god. And also,
I feel like I've been on the podcast before, multiple times.
Yeah.
You don't know who I am.
There you go.
I'm pretty sure the people that watch the podcast know who I am, because they also know us in real life.
Exactly. I was about to say that, too. I don't think we get... Well, then again, we get a lot of people on YouTube, depending what we talk about, that might be,
Okay, well, hi, people on YouTube. My name is Molly. You can follow me at Marisuga on YouTube. I don't really post anything.
Oh, no.
We'll change, hopefully.
And then, tonight, with special guest, we have joined by Tim.
Hi. I'm Tim.
And tonight we have a kind of a random podcast, but there actually is a lot of things we're going to talk about today. I don't have a full list of topics. We're actually flying off the cuff here, but I'm sure we're going to do fine. Fanime just happened, and I want to talk a lot about Fanime. Well, it happened last weekend, but we're going to talk about that a lot. We're talk about AX prep and other cons and other nonsense, and Molly is getting up very subtly.
I'll be right back.
But yeah, we're going to talk all about that and more. And I want to talk about cosplay stuff because Tim, I actually didn't know this, believe it or not. I mean, I don't know if I was oblivious to it all. One of the reasons I asked you is because you run a lot of cosplay gatherings at Fanime, so I wanted to talk to you about that. But I guess let's just jump right into it. Let's just go into our Fanime talk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, 6.
Fanime was awesome this year.
Oh, by the way, chat is open. Feel free to knock yourself out in the chat. We do notice it. If you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. 6/6/2019, 9210 equals 6. So it's technically 666. Okay, there you go. I see what he means. Okay. 9 minus 2. No, not plus. That if you go backwards, that 9 minus 2 minus 1 minus 0 equals 6. 2019. So it's 6.
Oh, great. We're getting into the we're stepping into dangerous ground here.
I know. There you go. 666. There you go. Made it happen. Thank you, West. Thank you, Weston, for making that happen. But let's talk about Fanime. So Fanime was the best for Molly, apparently. You care to tell us why it was the best?
So 1 second. I'm opening Twitch so I can see the chat. So this year at Fanime, like always, I did all the competitions that I usually do, which is the karaoke contest, which I won for the first time. Well, I've won AX, but this was the first time winning Fanime, even though I've done it for 10 years. This was my 12th Fanime. No, I've done it for 8 years.
Oh, wow.
I also made it to the semifinals of UKFC. It was the first time doing the Ultimate Karaoke Fighting Championships that they did it at Fanime. Mm-hmm. If anyone's going to AX, UKFC is the best event. It's my favorite event. I could explain it more later when we talk more about AX.
Sure.
But just so you know. And then I also won the Gong Show. It was my first time attending and competing in the Gong Show, and I won $50 in dimes.
What? Wait,
wait, what?
Yeah, I have it. Do you want me to get my dimes?
Yeah,
let me go get my dimes.
It's funny because I don't remember you mentioning
rolls,
that. Right? That's hilarious. I don't remember Molly mentioning that she won the Gong Show. For those watching, we did a panel at Fanime. I'll tell you more about the panels later on. But we did a panel at Fanime called Erotic Grotesque Nonsense. And when we did the panel, I'm not going to lie, I was not quite sober right there, so I don't remember exactly when. But Molly showed up during it and then came on stage and showed me the little like oh you're the winner or whatever it was. And I was like, oh shit, Molly won! And I remember announcing it to the audience. We had a pretty big crowd there, because as we always do for Eroguro. So I announced like, oh look, Molly won the karaoke contest. And so yeah, I think that had just happened earlier that day, because that was day one. And we had another roommate of ours, a hotel roommate, who had competed but did not win, unfortunately. And here go the dimes.
So there's 3 awards for Gang Show. It's like worst concept, worst performance, and worst in show or something like that. And I got worst in show.
Wait, is that something to be proud of?
Yeah, like your goal is to just be weird and like crazy. I was dressed as a chicken. I don't know if there's videos of this, but I was dressed in a chicken kigu, and I was like slowly putting the chicken kigu more and more on. And as it was, I was becoming more and more like a chicken. And I won worst in show. So the other 2 prizes got $25 in nickels, and I got $50 of dimes. And then the Tupperware broke. So Elliot gave me some.
Wait, is that how they gave it to you?
Yeah, it was given to me in this Tupperware.
Wait, you didn't even get rolls?
Exactly, that's what I was expecting. I was expecting rolls.
They gave it to me in this Tupperware.
Oh, I actually, when you came up with that, I was like, oh, Molly must have gotten bored one day and opened them to count them or something. But
no, there is some of the roll paper in here.
Oh,
I think that's some of the dime roll.
Yeah, they're just being jerks. They just opened the Tupperware.
They took it out. Yep. The rest of what I got was dollar bills, not dollar bills, but like cash. But that was
dollar bill. Okay, like you're joining a different contest, Molly. But
because Fanime does have cash prizes, AX doesn't for their karaoke contest, but instead they have a trophy. So you get more stuff from AX, but you get money from Fanime. Yeah.
It's funny because at AX you won that karaoke contest with Kaylee. So did you guys like
with Kaylee and Tara? Yeah.
Did you guys have like you're 3 people? Oh, so that's even better.
Yeah. We kind of like split the stuff between us all.
Who has the trophy?
I have the first place trophy from this year, and then from last year, and then the year before that, me and Kaylee got second, so she has that trophy.
Okay. Now I was wondering if you guys had like one of those Simpsons moments.
They look the same.
Which one would you rather win? Which one would you rather win?
Probably Fanime. Fanime is usually a little bit more competitive. I've been 3rd, 2nd, and 1st now at Fanime, and 5th, 2nd, and 1st at AX. I have never been 3rd or 4th at AX, so I guess that's the goal.
Gotta fill them up, yeah.
I think. But yes, that was really fun. I was also in Maid Cafe, and I somehow learned all the dances that I was supposed to learn. I'm not a good dancer. I'm not a bad dancer, but I am not a dancer by trade. So you could definitely kind of tell that. But like, it was very good for what I am usually doing. Except for my solo song, I was definitely out of breath, and other people aren't really able to hear it. But like, Manuel, if you listen to it, you'd probably be able to tell. Like, there were lines where I don't even know how I was making sound because I literally could not breathe. Because I was dancing and singing at the same time. Eventually, just kind of stopped dancing because hoping that would help. But I still like. It was fine for the majority of the measure, but then at the end of the line, you could tell like my voice just like stopped. It'd be like, because I could not breathe properly. I need to work on my stamina. That's my main thing.
No, it's funny because I've kind of had like Tiffany gets mad at me. I think you've gotten mad at me too because I haven't gone to the Maid Cafe performances like ever since Heidi left. But I did have every intention of going this year. I really did because we're in the hotel, like right there, like we're in the Hilton. Yeah. So I had every intention of doing it. But as chance would have it, this year we had an interview and then one of our panels were literally like during it. So I was like, this time is not even videos. Yeah. There was a guy that sent that took a lot of videos and he sent them to me, so I can send you videos of at least my performances. We could watch those in the podcast if we run out of time. Yeah, put them on and then we'll. Put them in the chat. Then I'll keep them there just in case. Like look for them as we go on.
There's 6 different videos, and it's not just the performances. You have to find them. But yeah, okay.
By the way, hello.
Lines were also
sorry, just trying.
Lines were also super long too.
Oh my god!
To
get into the where?
Into the Maid Cafe. The lines were super long.
Oh, the Fanimade Live though is at stage 0.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that one.
The Maid Cafe.
But to get into the actual Maid Cafe, people sometimes wait up to like 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, it's my understanding that like if you weren't there probably in the morning, you probably wouldn't get in because there were some people I knew who, especially on Sunday. Sunday was actually the day I heard the stories. I don't know that much about Friday or wait.
There were people
Saturday.
that didn't get in, but we allowed them to walk through and get food to go and take a picture at least.
Yeah, I remember
for all the people that were waiting in line.
I was like, rip. Because I remember Rachel was waiting for a few hours, and she sort of cut because she was there with like Danny's family. I don't know if you know Danny like that well, but she was also a maid.
No, Ray, I could have been Rachel's maid.
I know. So Rachel waited on Sunday for a few hours. It was funny because she left because it was when we were doing the panel, and I think she went to the hotel, changed, and then went to go wait for the Maid Cafe, and she waited and waited and waited right like until they cut you guys off, like the line. I mean. And then apparently somebody just started crying. She was telling me that somebody in the front, like who was like right in front of her, who was still pretty far back. Somebody who was in front of her just like broke down, and started crying. Like not even like yelling or being like "What's wrong?" Raising a scene like that, but just like was heartbroken and just started crying like a girl. So yeah.
Well, I guess it could either be that they really wanted to go to the Maid Cafe, or I don't know, maybe they were just having a bad day. Because I've definitely had times where like something like that will happen, and it's just like I'm already having a bad day, and it's just like.
Oh my God! Ed says he bought the last towel. You guys have towels?
Yeah, we do. Do you want me to get mine?
I didn't know you guys had
Show it
towels.
to you.
Yeah, what the heck? That's so unusual. Like, now I wonder if because I brought Heidi's second anniversary towel to Fanime, which I don't know where it's at, or I'd show you, but I have no idea where I put it. And I took it there, and I posted pictures with Actually, I took more pictures than I posted of everyone holding it. It's like we support Heidi, and that. Now I wonder if like Tiffany or some other people probably thought that I was like trying to one up. I didn't know Fanimade had towels. It's funny Ed mentions that because I'm a sucker for towels. I don't know if you're. Do you buy a lot of towels, Tim? Like I love towels.
No. Only if it's like for specific idol groups, but other than that, no. I usually buy I buy other things though.
See, what is this towel?
I usually.
I knew I had one just right behind me, so I reached for it. This is a Ikuta Arena from Morning Musume. This was last year, I believe. But I didn't go to this one. A friend of mine bought it for me. But yeah, I love towels. I didn't know that,
So this is our towel. We'll have
that's pretty
one
legit.
next year. And then this was the pin for 2017. And this was the pin for 2018. I don't have the pin for 2019 because they sold out.
Oh, man. I didn't know there was merchandise. I mean, like, nobody ever told me this. The
pin for this year was like a fan.
I'm
It was
so
a little
upset.
like a
I
fan.
actually did not know this because I don't know if this would work anymore. But like I remember when we were all still like when Heidi was still there. Funny enough, but I didn't go in to see Heidi. I went in just to go. I actually went in to take pictures of Tiffany because she wanted me to. I remember that I was able just to like not like be seated or be served, but I was able just to go inside, and just mob everyone like because I was press. Pins for 2019 were sold out. Oh man.
Yeah, pins for 2019. I'm hoping that they make more for next year because I want one from every year that I do it. I know, but I'm hoping that they like just have a 2019 pin made for me.
I want I want all the merchandise now. Because I'm kind of like a weird sort of hoarder that way, especially when it comes to cons. Like cons I like. Even though
but we have pins and towels, and you can also purchase checkies. I think that's all we have.
Yeah, it's.
Do we have anything else?
I know. I
should know. I think that's all we have.
It's worth mentioning.
T-shirts would be awesome.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning because I mentioned Heidi and I mentioned Tiffany and obviously Molly. It's worth mentioning that quite a few A to G members, past, present, and whatnot, and even like the what do you call them, like the periphery members, the ones who help us out at panels and things here and there, are or have been in Maid Cafe, in the Fanimade Maid Cafe.
Yeah.
everyone, like, like I mentioned Heidi, Tiffany, Molly, Danny. I mentioned Nikki. It was Nikki I made this year, but she definitely has been.
She wasn't this year, but she has been. Yeah. Angie's in it.
Angie, I don't know about Angie. Angie's the only one I saw, by the way, in a like maid attire. We were going to our panel, and all of y'all were walking across the street like in a big mob. And I was looking for Tiffany. I couldn't find her. And I was like, do I see anyone I recognize? And I'm like, oh, look, it's Angie. And Angie looked dead. You
didn't see me?
I didn't see you, but I saw Angie, and Angie looked dead.
I would have been in that mob, too.
Yeah. It was funny because it was me and Kaz, and we're like, and we actually stopped. We're in the middle of the street, and we're kind of like, who do we see? We're like, kind of like, like being like idiots. And they're like, Angie, Angie. She's like, hi. Like, all like dead and whatever, but.
Oh, yeah. Butters, Marjorie and Ami are also.
Yeah,
I don't know if either of them have ever been in our panels, but
they've both been. They were both. Well, they haven't been in the ones I think you were at. Like they were both at them at AOD. Yeah, but anyhow, yeah, them. Anyway, it's I don't know. Every year, and it's funny because Konaru didn't go this year. But Konaru always is like, I think I'm going to join Make Cafe if I go back. And I'm like, no. It's like, this is the reason we can't do idol panels anymore. Is because it's so hard to schedule them at Fanime.
Just do them not in the morning.
I know, do them at night. Like, but even then, it gets a little difficult sometimes. Because I think we did the 18+ one year. And it was still like nobody came. And by nobody coming, I mean like Angie or Tiffany. By the way, we got bamboozled by Angie and Tiffany. Tim was there. Because Tim kind of like... we met up with Tim before our JAV Idol panel, and and
oh boy,
that panel was ridiculous. But it's funny because for anyone who went to that, I thought I never thought Angie. To be fair, Angie never said she was going to be there, but I assumed if Tiffany would be there that she Angie might tag along, which is kind of stupid now that I think about it, because I'm pretty sure if it was that late, Angie'd be off partying somewhere. But Tiffany was still supposed to come. Like, we were talking to her that day. And I was talking to her... not Angie. I called her Angie. Cass was talking to her. And when we showed up to the panel room, I was as surprised as anyone else. Because I remember, like, Glenn was all like, where's Tiffany? And I'm like, I don't know. And I kind of just moved on. I'm like, let's just get started because we're running not running late, but I want to make sure everything works. And I didn't actually tell him, but I was just surprised she didn't show up. It's like, she bamboozled us good. Which is fair, because I bamboozled her by not going to her live. But that wasn't so much because I didn't want to go and like be a jerk. It's because we wanted to beat all the traffic to LA. Because we had to drive that day. Did you drive, Molly, or did you fly?
I drove back with a friend. It wasn't that bad.
It was bad for us. It took forever. We didn't get back until like, gosh, I think like 6. But and we left early.
We left at like 4 and probably got back at 9. It took 5 hours, and we stopped for food.
Oh, that's so weird. I don't know. Oh, well, you stopped for food at 9. So I guess it's about the same. We stopped for food when we got here. We didn't stop on the way because we were just like, just keep going. We stopped at the gas station and we were going to go like the subway, but they're like, no, just keep driving. And then I fell asleep and then I woke up, we're already in LA. But anyway, moving back to other stuff. So Tim, let's bring you into some of this some more. How was your Fanime?
I would probably list it as probably either the best or second best, one of them. It's because I stayed busy most of the time.
Honestly, I feel the same way. It's like, I think we're both... okay, I wouldn't say the best, because I feel like the best was an earlier one. But this was definitely a close run-up to first, or it's definitely the second, my second favorite Fanime. What was your standout moments, Tim? What were your standout moments? I can't talk, sorry.
Well, besides attending your panel, the JAV Idol ones, I ran 3 cosplay gatherings. I also was a participant in Glenn's hentai panel, and let's see here. Yeah, I had a marriage proposal at my.
Oh, I saw. Yeah, was that the Sailor Moon one, or was that the?
Yeah.
Yeah, because.
Oh yeah.
Because I saw it was Sailor Moon, right? But I saw the pictures of it, and I was like, oh, and then I was like, who's sharing these? I saw it was you, and I'm like, oh my god, you're the ones who were like, it was one of your gatherings where that's actually where I found out. I mentioned it earlier. I don't know if I finished my thought, but it wasn't until this year that I realized you ran cosplay gatherings. And I guess it's stupid because now that I thought about it, I remember you mentioning the fighting game one many times, and it just never clicked.
I
in my
used
head.
to run cosplay gatherings.
Why don't you anymore? I hear there are a lot.
There was one year that I ran the My Little Pony gathering, and then the next year they just were like, "You're running it again," and I was like, "I am." So I ran it 2 years in a row.
I remember Jamie, a friend of ours. I don't know if you. Well, Molly knows Jamie. I was about to say, Kaz's friend Jamie. She ran a cosplay gathering. She ran a cosplay gathering one year at AX, and I kind of tagged along because I was hanging out with Kaz at the time, and it was a lot more work than I thought it would be. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I mean,
is a lot of work.
It sounds stupid. Like obviously, I just don't know what I'm talking about. I'll admit. But I always thought you kind of just like everyone meet here and let's all just talk about My Little Pony or Sailor Moon or fighting games. But no, it's a lot of work, like organizing the photos, make sure everybody's like kind of corralled. That's the biggest thing when you have like more than 5 people in any space. It's hard to get everyone to do anything, cosplay or not.
I helped run the Homestuck gatherings back when Homestuck was like at its biggest. Those were ridiculous.
Hundreds of like probably very young people who are just being rowdy and not listening anyway. Everyone group picture, and like half of them are just like knocking each other over off to the side. I don't know. I imagine.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
It's a lot harder than it looks because you also have to try to get people to attend.
Exactly.
Some people don't know that. People don't know that a gathering for their specific cosplay that they want to do exists. You have to make sure that there's timing, like it doesn't coincide with other people's specific events. You have to make sure that everyone gets a chance to shine. Make sure you tag them in photos. Make sure that they exist. Make sure that they actually have a good time. Make sure that they don't burn or freeze to death. And make
or
sure
it rained out. This year rained
yeah.
on. It rained on Sunday at Fanime. I forgot which day it rained, but it rained one of the days.
It rained on Sunday in the morning.
Yeah.
The good thing was that my gathering ended right as it was starting to rain.
Okay,
so
good.
Just in time.
No, I was still that was the day we had a really late start because like we figured we might as well start late because our panel was so early. So we just stayed in the hotel room until about 11. But I remember sitting in the hotel room and it's just like, oh, it's raining, and because we had the window open the whole time, we just see the rain and we're like, oh, it's pretty loud, and we were worried. It's like, oh, it's gonna rain all day, but then it stopped, thank God. But yeah, I don't know. Cosplay gatherings seem interesting. I never, and it also sounds stupid because like I always assumed that they were just gatherings, like almost like a soft version of a panel, like everyone just comes together and talks about what they like. I never thought that there was the photography aspect of it too, and that once again that sounds obvious and stupid, but it wasn't that Jamie one, but I went to
I also just like I haven't cosplayed from something that was currently popular in a really long time. A lot of the cosplays I've been doing recently have been like, I've wanted to do this forever, so I'm just going to do it. Like, when I cosplayed...
Aikatsu gatherings, I think, here and there.
No.
It's probably just 2D idols.
No one likes Aikatsu and... Oh.
I'm not familiar with it.
Oh my god, the music is... It is the best idol anime music-wise. Music-wise.
Okay.
Plot-wise, I mean, whatever. But music-wise, it is the best.
Hey, I started watching Love Live mostly for the music, so...
I'm not saying that Love Live doesn't have good music, but Aikatsu has a lot more variety and also a lot more songs.
Okay,
and they're all like phenomenal singers.
I'll definitely need to check it out.
Even though I think even though I don't think Love Live Story is that like iconic, I always prefer Love Live for like the show, the anime. Even though obviously the songs came first.
It's more realistic.
Yeah.
Like, Aikatsu almost is like magical girl-esque at some points.
Aikatsu, I find it so hard to follow along. I just like the music.
I mean, there's songs I don't like, but there's only like 2 that I don't like.
There's so many songs, though. You could that feels like any discography to me. There's always going to be songs you don't like in a huge discography. Ed, a favorite FanimeCon memory is being in a restaurant blocks from the con with a big table of Homestuck trolls singing whatever kind of song that Homestuck trolls sing. By the way, whenever that didn't just happen to me there. Homestuck trolls, I always thought is a tongue twister. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but I remember
trolls.
Yeah, I used to always make fun of that. Like that was always my running joke. Like even before I was doing A to J, like way back when Homestuck was like really like huge and like really like taking off. I remember like Homestuck trolls, Homestuck. I can say it 5 times fast. I don't know. Like I find it impossible. Maybe because I just like the.
Homestuck trolls, Homestuck trolls, Homestuck trolls, Homestuck trolls, Homestuck trolls.
See, you're making me look bad, Molly. I always want to say Homestruck.
I probably can't do it.
Yeah, I always end up saying Homestruck by the time I'm done. And Homestruck doesn't even mean anything. But I blame the trolls. It's funny because when I first met you, Molly, I think you had older cosplay cards, and they had you as like a Homestruck person on it. I don't know their names, but it was you as a
I still have one of those because it is sort of an impressive cosplay.
I don't know. Like, to me, like, I don't know. To me, the Homestuck, like, it's funny because I think you're probably, if I would have saw you in that, you would have been probably the oldest like Homestuck cosplayer I'd ever seen. And obviously, you were very young at the time because like most
not when I was doing it.
Oh, you were young
like
as
the
well.
Average age.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because I was cosplaying Homestuck in like high school.
Okay, yeah, because most of the ones I would see were like the really young kids, and they're also the ones who were like this is their first cons. And they're the ones who also like give the hotel's bad representation of the con guests. You know, you've heard the stories. Going in the pool with makeup with no sealant, wiping it all off with the towels and all the other BS that you always hear about them. Which I don't know. I've never heard those personally if they're true or not. I'm sure they are. It sounds like the kind of BS
there was someone that dyed themselves like the way that you dye a wig with Sharpies. They tried to do that to themselves in a bathtub.
Who would do that? That sounds like it's in the bathtub.
It's also just got them really sick.
I know.
Because
it's so funny. Like, I don't know if it didn't happen, so I guess I'll say it anyway. We were supposed to do a bathtub shoot in our hotel, and it ended up getting moved to another location. Nothing too crazy, so just don't look at me too askance. But it didn't happen. But I'm glad it didn't happen because we had like one of the most like disgusting bathroom like tubs ever. Like it was clean. We actually called a maid to come clean the bathroom again because we like this bathroom is like it's stained. The tub was stained at the bottom, and well, to be fair, I don't know if it was stained per se. It looked as if like whatever nice veneer like the tub would have had was like rubbing off. And maybe it was just like an uglier color underneath, but yeah, it was disgusting, and I was just like, I mean, it's a shower, but I'm glad we didn't do a photo shoot in there and it got moved. I'm like, that wouldn't have been fun. Just really fill that tub up with whatever the fuck stuff we were like film in there, but anyway, that was a huge milk. No, I think it was
that's the thing.
No, I think we were doing a. Well, like, I ended up not going because, like, it was, like, by the time they were like, oh, you can still shoot it because I was still one of the photographers. It was at the Fairmont, and I was just like, I just came from there. I'm not going back. So, I think it was a breakfast shoot, and I think there was milk involved. I think it was milk, and they were, like, throwing, like, French toast and syrup. But, anyway.
I wonder how many Sharpies it took that one person that
I was thinking that too.
color himself.
Oh my!
Maybe an entire pack or something.
I have no idea.
That's terrible. Like I don't know. Homestuck. I don't know. It's like I was saying. The Homestuck people always used to rub me the wrong way when I was younger. Younger than this, I was still older than them. So I don't know. Like I was just like, Molly was one of them. And I think you're the only one I know who was ever like a Homestuck person. So like at least
Charlie.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I actually knew of her when she was too. Like. I didn't know her personally at the time, but I did see her around, and I'm like, oh, it's that person who's always like, hanging out with Greg and all them, because they've always done that Tune in Tokyo things like ages ago, since ages ago, I mean to say. But anyway, so Tim, besides so Tim, you were at the hentai review night, right?
Yes.
You guys did Bible Black.
Yes. Yeah, I cosplayed Bible Black, and to this day, I think it's the only hentai series I've actually watched. Just because if I have to cosplay a character or from a series, I actually have to watch the series. Otherwise, I would feel like I would say like maybe a fraud or something.
Yeah. To be fair, like, no shame to anyone who watches hentai, by the way. But I've never actually really watched hentai in my life. I've come across quite a few games, and we've reviewed quite a few games on the website. So that's another story. But as far as like animated hentai, I've never really seen any. Mainly just because it's, I don't know, it's just nobody ever really watches it. But who's this person? Molly, Dominic Demonic.
What?
Tongue twister.
I know. It's like Homestuck Trolls. Dominic Demonic is like Molly with like 8 million Ys. But Bible Black I did watch. I remember like I've told this story in past podcasts, and this sounds so weird.
Bible Black is iconic.
It is.
It's like a rite of passage to be calling yourself a true anime nerd is to at least know of Bible Black.
And I watched it with a group of friends, like when I was like in college, stuff like that. We just watched it together, and it was just like, and we were just like Tim was like, not to get like too much of like what we were doing before our JV panel, but like we weren't sure what we were gonna do. This is like two different stories here, but I'll finish this one up real fast. We weren't sure what we were gonna do for the JV panel, so before that panel started, we were in the hotel room watching JAV and commentating on it, like trying to think up like jokes.
Oh, that's why you were watching it. Okay.
Oh! I sent him.
Literally, I texted Manuel. I was like, "What are you up to?" And he just sent me a picture of their TV, and I was like, "Are you watching porn?"
Yeah.
And I was like, and you were just like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Okay, you guys have fun." It's like,
but yeah, that's why we
okay.
were doing it. We were watching it so that we could like kind of like. It was honestly we like hype ourselves up so we can get like in the mood to like watch it, because one of my big fears was also it's like I didn't know how comfortable and I thought Tiffany was still gonna be there. She wasn't. I didn't know how comfortable everybody would be watching porn together. So I was just like, let's just do this now.
We're gonna do it now.
Yeah, and if anyone's uncomfortable, we'll get that out of our systems now. Nobody was, and then we had a lot of fun commentating on it, and Tim joined us as well. It was amazing. I said this in one of my posts about Fanime. I wish we'd recorded ourselves in the room and just played that back at the panel, because the stuff we were saying in the room and like the way we were like riffing on it was a million times better than what we did live. No offense to what we did live, but I'm just saying like it was a lot more natural.
I agree.
Fun. It was a lot of fun. Anyway, but my point to mentioning that was, I did a very similar thing like that with Bible Black, and to be fair, we've done it with other things, like not just like porn. We would watch like really crazy movies, like as my group of friends was just weird like that, and we just like drink and have like not like get shit faced. We had like a little party in the afternoon, and we drink and eat, and then we watch something weird. And one time we watched.
Did you ever watch Boku no Pico? No.
And it's funny because like I'm like, is that really as bad as people say? Because
yes, it is.
Oh. Because I always hear it, and I'm just like, that's so recent. I don't watch many things in general because I always feel I have no time, even though I do. I'm pretty sure if I sat down and I would just like, if I stopped like watching random things on YouTube, I could go watch a movie or watch that show I've been talking about and so on. But I don't know if I want to watch Boku no Pico anymore now that you actually confirmed that it's pretty bad. Have you seen it, Tim?
Oh yeah. No. I've been told I should. Then I it's like dipping my foot in the pool and realizing that it's very cold. So I dipped my foot in the pool and realized I should probably not hop in the pool or dive off the diving board. So I have not watched it. Yeah, Bible Black to this day is still the only series I've watched from like episode 1 to like the last episode.
No, and I was
I've gotten.
Go ahead.
I've gotten presents of hentai. I just haven't had the courage to actually just watch it because I don't know. Hentai is just a thing where it's more fun to watch it with people.
Exactly. Like I've always thought that too. Like I don't know. Like once again, if that's your thing to just watch it on your own, no shame to you. But I always felt that's more of a group activity, and I don't know if anyone really likes it in that way, because I always thought the animation is more easy to make fun of than it is to like be titillating, at least to me. Once again, if that's your thing, whatever. But I've always thought it just like, because it's always we're getting into really weird territory here, but it's always like really weird, like badly drawn frames just repeated over and over and over. And sometimes the drawings look almost like sketches when they're like naked, and I'm like, oh, this feels like they ran out of time here. And if anything, you would think this would be the scene they cared the most about. Bible Black I always loved because it always felt like that wasn't the case. Like, it always felt like it was animated well, like people cared about it, about the show. And
all hentai things aside, all hentai things aside, if you took all the hentai things away, it's actually a pretty good story too.
That was the thing too, like, and especially I don't know if anyone's ever played the game, but I think there's more than one game. But the first game, the story's amazing, and I'm like, you could easily have downplayed the sex here. I mean, you could have kept some of it. You could have kept it in, because I'm not like saying I'm not that much of a prude. Like, take all the sex. But if you would have just downplayed it a little, that could have been just a really, really, really like dark like horror movie, basically. Or it's too long to be a movie, but like a horror series. You know what I mean? So yeah,
or just like a dark anime or something.
Yeah. So what I'm basically saying here is we're gonna do an A to J group watch of Bible Black for our patrons, and we'll get like.
Wait! Quick question.
Yes.
I just realized that you were saying that someone said my name. Who is Dominic Demonic?
Oh, I thought you knew who
Dominic.
It was.
Dominic like burger panel Dominic?
No. Wait, Dominic, what burger panel? What are you talking about?
There was a burger panel called Burgers in Anime where you bring your own burger and then you eat it while
what?
watching Burgers in Anime. It's a great panel. It's great.
That sounds like a great panel. Well, wait, that panel sounds like kind of like a mess though, because I don't know. I wouldn't trust however many con attendees to clean up after themselves, and I don't know if the hotel would either. But
no, people did.
So Dominic Demonic, I kind of like that name. I want to steal it, but Dominic Demonic. I'm just kidding. I won't steal your name. But
that's the only Dominic I can think of right now, and I'm really sorry. I don't remember.
Let us know who you are. Yeah, let us know who you are, just in case.
Are they still watching?
They might be. I don't know. Like, my viewer count never is live when I have to close it and reopen it. One time I remember
they're not still watching.
Oh no! One time I thought that we only had 4 viewers, so I was being an asshole. And then I forget who was on. It was Sylvia, and then Sylvia's like, "Manuel, we have 20 some odd people watching." So I went back and oh shit, it hasn't refreshed. If I would have known people were watching, I wouldn't have been so stupid. By the way, that leads me to an interesting segue. This is the middle of the podcast. Nobody who's watching this probably cares. But I promised everyone that I was going to release our lost episodes while we were on break, and I didn't. But I did upload them. So when this is done, if you want to watch more of us, whoever's watching live, on YouTube, I'm going to release an episode that we recorded back in February that was just so wacky and off topic that I decided not to show it anymore. We talked about conspiracy theories, and we had this huge segment in the middle about this Japanese serial killer who was also a cannibal, and I just thought that was so unusual for the podcast. I just took it out, and I was like, we're never gonna upload this. And then at the end, we read a story from Reddit, and but by then we were just messing around because I'm like, nobody's gonna watch this, and I'm gonna delete this since we're done. It's on YouTube right now. If you follow our playlist, it's been in there for a week, but tonight I'm gonna put it live as soon as we're done being live here. But anyway. Molly, have you ever talked about cannibals on a podcast? Because that was interesting. But
not that I can remember.
But we're talking about Fanime, so let's move back to Fanime. So besides, I'll tell my story.
Damn it! I went away. It said that I had one message with that person, but then I don't have a message, and I can't click on their name again. Oh well.
Oh, were they on Twitch? Were they whispering to you or something?
I don't know. It just said one message. Oh, then I just went to their account and then it didn't show up. So I don't know what's going on.
Maybe it got deleted.
Is that Cutie Honey above you, or who's that blonde person in that poster behind you, Tim? Way up there.
This one?
Yeah.
That's Sailor Venus.
Oh, it's Sailor Venus. Oh, it is Sailor Venus. That's what's Jupiter right next to her. It's all Sailor Moon. I'm blind. I'm stupid. Ignore me.
Yeah. This entire
Yeah, now I'm looking at it, it's all Sailor Moon, obviously. But
yeah, half my room is Sailor Moon related stuff.
Because that little shot of Venus looks awfully a lot like not Cutie Honey when she's Cutie Honey, but when she's Honey, her human form, which is the stereotypical blonde hair anime girl. So that's kind of an easy thing to mistake. But anyway, I'll go real fast about my Fanime experiences. It was also like my favorite-ish. We were in the Hilton, so that means I didn't see like Molly at all.
Saw me for like 3 seconds.
Yeah, you were like you came to our Eroge panel, and I think you were there. I want to say you were there the whole time because I remember seeing you when we left.
Yeah, I was there for not the whole thing, but
yeah, I don't remember when you showed up, but you showed up and you showed me that you'd won, and I think I mentioned it here and there. But we did that panel, which is amazing. That was accepted last minute, and we had a really good turnout for it. We did a Macross panel, which is also a lot of fun. That had a good turnout. We did what other panels did we do? We did the
JAV.
Yeah, we did that panel. That panel was kind of a little shaky because we didn't know what we were doing. I don't know if you're going to ALA, Tim. Maybe you want to be on it, but we're working on a new AV panel. Just I forget what it's called. We're gonna call it the ins and outs of JAV, and we're gonna yes, we're trying to be all very sexual, but me and Rachel are gonna do it for sure, and we're gonna just like we're basically just riff off porn, and then we're gonna rank the actresses like on their techniques or whatever, and yeah.
Oh God.
We've already discussed this, and we already have girls in mind, and I've already edited a few videos, like, and we're gonna edit them much shorter so that we have things planned, like, you know, certain. No, not so much. I want to go free and loose. No pun intended. I want to go free and loose on it too, but I also don't want it to be so that we don't know what we're expecting. So yeah, I'm making some clips already. We're definitely into that ALA. And then we're going to see how far we can go showing JAV if we get kicked out or not. That's always been a question, if we could show, like, 3D, you know, sex.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, it's if you could show 2D like hentai and stuff and like
and it's usually
sex,
uncensored, yeah. And I've gotten away with showing actual like live penises, but like legit penises in the Eroge panel, like, you know, 2D, like.
Oh God, not live.
Yeah, not live. That's what I'm saying. It's not a live penis, unfortunately. If you've ever been to that panel, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, we got away with showing that. And we also did the J-Metal panel. That was a lot of fun. We did the J-Metal panel, and everyone... That panel, I was originally supposed to do with someone else. And we had a falling out at con. It's a whole other story that I don't want to tell at all. But we had a falling out with this person. Like, we as in, like, everyone. And this person had a falling out. Fanime. We had a falling out with a certain person. Yeah. I'll tell you about it afterwards, but it is nobody internal, okay. But, like... I was supposed to do this panel with someone else, and you could do process of elimination if anyone's watching this wherever, and you go to like who was supposed to host it on Facebook, and you'll see who it is. And so I remember like not knowing what I was gonna do, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not bringing the cameras. We're not recording this panel. It's gonna be a lost panel. And we're never doing it again. And when we get there, we started. Me and Warren started doing the panel, and it was amazing. Like I was surprised. Like I went there. I was well rested. I was 100% sober. I wasn't hungover. I had eaten before, so like I was actually in good form. That probably had a lot to do with it, to be honest. So when I got there, we did the panel, and like me and usually when I do a panel with anyone, I do like a huge chunk of the talking. But Warren did a lot of it too, and we just riffed off these bands. We talked about the bands, and we had a huge audience, and everyone was interested. There was a part that we talked about. There's some really famous Japanese bands that are huge in terms of both the music they did and the members they had, as in like the members went off into like X Japan and other big groups, but they use swastikas in their and I there you go, I got demonetized, but and they use swastikas in their logos, and we had like
wait, did it just show you got demonetized?
No, I'm just saying that we're like just saying that and putting that on YouTube. Like there you go, you just said swastikas. Like we're probably gonna get age restricted. I don't know. Anyway, but when we did that, we had a disclaimer before we started. I'm like, I just want everyone to know that, you know, obviously we're just talking about this. We don't support this, whatever. Usual thing you would do. And no joke, the panel like stopped for like 5 or 10 minutes when everyone was just like, not in a bad way, when everyone was just discussing, you know, the use of swastikas in Japan. And it was just like this huge deviation I was not expecting. But what that more
a lot of them don't understand.
Yeah.
They don't. Anyways, keep going.
But what that was more telling was like kind of like Molly mentioned was that everyone was really into the panel, and when they got to that, everyone had their questions, and it was just like, oh man. But yeah, the panel legit stopped there for a while, and we actually had to like rush past a few things towards the end because like, oh crap, we didn't think we'd spend 10 minutes discussing swastikas in Japan, and why people use them. Like, mind you, to answer that question, that had nothing to do with anything Japanese per se. It was just them trying to be like edgy. It was like the edgelords of the late '80s in Japan, you know, heavy metal people. Like, yeah, look how cool we are.
Well, I saw this video of like the Maji Manji. Do you know what I'm talking about? There's a Buddhist symbol. I believe it's Buddhist, correct?
It is.
That's almost exactly the same as a swastika, but it's the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to like rotate it like maybe like I think like
it's straight.
What, maybe 45 degrees.
Yeah, but it's called manji, so people will use it for the word maji, which is really. And there was this person that was going around being like, "Do you understand that like this symbol is really close to a symbol that like means a lot of hatred and stuff?" And none of the people they interviewed knew that.
No, like
I'm not saying that means like everyone, but it's like, yeah.
I went to
part of why they use it.
When I was in Taiwan for like that month a while back, I remember I don't know if you're paying attention to the chats, Molly, but I kept putting in the chats like, oh, swastika spotted, and I was joking, you know, because it was the manji. Actually, at first I wasn't joking because I didn't know, but at first I didn't know what it was, and I was like, swastika spotted, and eventually like I was like, oh, they're just everywhere, and all the temples had them, and there was one because I didn't know this, but I went during like the Lunar Festival. So I showed up at one of the temples. They had like a festival going on, and I was getting all their free tea and all their free like blessing items or whatever. You know, it was like food stuff that they were handing out to everyone. And that one had a huge, like the manji, like huge one, like above their. It was on the temple, like in the stone, and then it was in front of the temple on a banner too. I was like, oh man. So it's a good luck symbol apparently, or something akin to that. I'm pretty sure it's more than good luck, but. From what little understanding I have of, you know, Buddhism and their symbolism, apparently it's some form of good luck. But yeah, Ed mentions it as well. But see, there you go. I didn't think we'd have a deviation on the podcast about this either. But go on, Tim.
Oh, in Japan, in Akihabara, there's I would say like a Nazi store where they sold like Nazi,
really?
where they sold like Nazi uniforms. They do not allow any photos inside that store, and they were really strict on me about it because I went inside.
I think I know.
It's the same building where they have it's the same building where they also have I think the Morning Musume store or something.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't go to that store, but I know exactly what store you're talking about because I met a friend at the Holo Project store, and I met a friend there. And they were telling me about the other store, but we didn't have time because it was so late. Because it took us forever to find it, by the way. If you're ever in Akihabara, the building that has the Holo Project store is kind of far from where everything else is. So I didn't know you had to keep walking to nothing. So yeah, it was not that far, but it's like it's far enough away that like it's like you're leaving like the weedy parts, quote unquote, you know, of Akihabara, and you're almost like in the residential areas again. But There's also a store in Taiwan in the Taipei mall, which is like the under Taipei Station. There's a huge mall. It's apparently one of the biggest in the world, in terms of like its footage, and they have a Nazi store there as well, and they sell like I don't know if they had uniforms, but like most of it was like selling I shouldn't say it like this. Most of it was just selling things that had swastikas on it. And those were swastikas. Like, they had, like, knives and swords and guns that had swastikas just emblazoned. And by guns, I mean, like, BB guns or airsoft guns. That's the word I'm looking for. But there we go. Once again, we had a nice deviation. Let's just move away from that because I'm sure everyone loves us talking about, see, cannibalism and now swastikas. Like, I'm just bringing all the topics.
Also hentai.
And hentai.
And porn.
But, let's move on a bit. Like, let's talk a bit about. Well, we can come back to Fanime later on. Let's talk a bit about AX. I feel like I actually didn't mean to talk about Fanime that long at all, actually. But let's talk about AX a bit. But then again, most of that wasn't about Fanime. We talked about Homestuck and hentai and everything else. So AX is coming up, Molly. Are you ready for it?
No.
Yeah, that's the long and short of it.
That's literally what I was just doing with seam ripping because the costume I brought to Fanime, part of it just didn't work, so I just seam ripped it and cut it apart to use as a pattern to make a new version.
Yeah, I'm not ready to.
I know.
I am not ready to.
Do you have anything big planned? Are you going to go see Aqua, or are you going to go see like?
I'm gonna see if I can try to make it to OtaQuest. It's just that
Oh yeah, OtaQuest.
uh
Well, that's happening.
yeah, I haven't officially planned it out yet. I missed out on the Aqua concert, but I already seen them 2 years in a row. So I want to give the opportunity for people that haven't seen them yet, especially for all the newbies that are attending for the first time. Yeah, I'm pretty much running 2 gatherings again, and then getting ready for whatever they have to offer.
I'm still a mess for it because press is being done in a really weird way. I mean, I kind of like it. I didn't. The problem is I didn't know about this till it's too late. I don't know if I should say it because it's kind of behind the scenes stuff. It's not bad, but apparently, like, they're just giving you the info on who to contact for an interview, and you just do the legwork yourself. But I didn't know that until recently, and I'm like, oh, that's for all the guests. Like, I just thought they were sent as a forum like they always do, like every con does basically. And don't get me wrong, I actually prefer contacting them myself because I feel like, you know, the con might be blocking us here and there. When I feel if I could talk to the people, I can, convince them that we're the best, kind of thing. So, but that does mean I have to send out a lot more emails than I was expecting, and get a lot more actual organization going, which I have not. And Molly is actually one of the people that's doing press for us at AX, but we actually have a large press team in general. And I'm like, what are we gonna do with everyone?
Do we need my badge, by the way?
Oh, I don't think so. I mean,
okay.
The giveaway's still a thing, but I don't think I'm gonna do it. So I don't think you could do whatever. Yeah. But anyway,
no one knows what we're talking about.
I know.
Edit that out of YouTube.
I know. Edit that out of YouTube. So I could also edit in some of the other nonsense I was saying, like when we added up when we made a 6 out of 9 in 2019, because that was some bullshit right there, but we did it. I'm gonna put that on. I'm gonna have to tweet that out before the night's done for us on the West Coast. But yeah, I'm just so stressing about Fanime. I mean AX, Fanime too. That's the other half of it, because I should have said this earlier, but I got a con plague after Fanime, and it was that kind of creeping con plague where I felt it when I was at con and it went away, and then when the con was over, I'm like, oh, I'm so tired, and I just thought I was tired because I was like sleeping all the time. And I'm like, oh, I just partied too hard. I'm like, gotta calm down, man. You're not as young as you used to be. And then I woke up like on Wednesday, and I was like, oh no, I'm just sick. Like I have a fever. Like I'm really dying here. So so yeah. And then like I got really sick, and like even though I was here and there on Facebook and like here and there in the chats and everything like that, I was mostly in bed like from like all of last week until about this Monday, and I haven't got anything done. And we did a lot of interviews at Fanime, and all those got to be processed. Is that a cat? I just saw like a tail. And
this is Momo.
Oh my god, she looks so done with you. Like I just want to go over here now.
No, I'm not holding her. She's staying here right now.
Oh, okay. No, it's because we had Kelsey on, a different Kelsey. I don't know if you know, but we had a Kelsey on, like the first one of the year, and she had a cat, and that cat was such a brat. Like it kept like bothering her, and then when she picked it up, it would just like trying to get out of her hands. Look, everyone, we have a cat. We win the internet, right? This is like grade A internet content right here. It's like, there you go. This made it for the swastikas, right? Aren't you glad? Oh, look at the cat. Aren't you glad everyone stuck around for the cat?
The cat is definitely the MVP.
I know.
I think I kind of got sick too, but not really. It was mostly due to a lack of sleep, because I think from like Sunday morning
I'm on a podcast
to
right now,
like
and she
to like from the.
Go ahead.
I'm talking to my roommate. Sorry, I'm explaining what's going on.
From Sunday to like to the end of anime, I was just up. I was just awake. Like even at like 4 o'clock in the morning, I was still up, just doing commentary for Stage Zero stuff.
Oh yeah, I forgot you did that too. Like I remember you posting about them. Like, oh man, you were busy. You're busier than me. No, but like I actually glanced over it. But like we did 4 interviews and 4 panels this year at Fanime, And even though that sounds normal, that's actually I looked into it. I'm like, no, that's the most we've ever done. And usually we have done 4 interviews and we have done 4 panels, but never both at the same time. Because Fanime is weird. They always want you to check into everything a half hour early. So everything becomes a lot longer because of that. And because of the way Fanime is, the panels are at the Fairmont and the interviews are at the convention center. And some of them were so close to each other we couldn't really do anything else. It's like we had to just get ready for them. And then each interview we would have to like go back to the hotel room and like move files off of our cameras and things like that. We just had a heck of a time. If there was a cat and Heidi's rabbit, that would win the internet. Yes, that would. I like how chill
if I still
your cat
had my
is.
hamster.
I know. I like how chill.
she is very friendly. Wait, can you hear her?
Is she purring? Oh, you hear that? That's so loud.
She purrs really loudly. It's annoying. I didn't feel well today, so I basically just stayed in bed all day, and Mau Mau was just like on top of me all day, purring. And hitting my head with her head. Lots of headbutts. She also licks. She'll lick you. It's weird. She's basically a dog.
Aw. That's so cute, though.
But Mau Mau, I'm trying to cut fabric. Can you leave?
I know, she's just like, no, this is my spot now.
She's literally on the fabric.
Oh my god! No, that's like a cat. That's a cat move. Have you ever seen like the meme where it's all like, about the person like with the kimono sleeve, and they're cutting the sleeve off so because they want to disturb the cat? It's like that, but in real life. Well, I don't know if that was a real life thing, but yeah, cut your sleeve off. Like, you can't disturb the cat. It's gonna come back around. Watch, but yeah. So we did all that, and I still have to do all those interviews. Mainly edit the videos and get all that stuff going. And I had other projects I was working on for both A to G and not. And I'm just like, it's going to be a fun couple weeks. And then I was sick. And then, like, people have been messaging me. Like, I just got a message earlier. It's like, where have you been, Manuel? I've been messaging you about this. And I'm like, I was sick. And I'm asleep half the time. Or at least I was. And I didn't see that people were messaging me. So, by the way, that's also my little out. If you were messaging me, and I either replied once and never got back to you, or if I never replied at all, it's because of that. And I do plan to get to everyone soon. I'm just really busy. Anyway. AX prep. Other than that, I don't know. Like I got an ice chest somewhere around here. I just came in today, like a little collapsible one, because we had one of those at Fanime and that worked out really well. Just in case we don't get a fridge at Fanime, that's a random thing to talk about. But I'm so excited for the ice chest. That is very random. I don't know why I brought that up. But other than that, I can tell you right now, I'm not doing AutoQuest. We are Zeta J. For those wondering, by the way, AutoQuest is not actually part of Fanime, part of AX. They keep telling me that, and I keep forgetting. It's a separate event.
Yeah, for this year.
Yeah.
I think it was last year.
That's the problem, because it was in the past. In the past, it was an AX event. But this year, it's standalone. Kari Pami Pamu, Capsule, Taku Takahashi, Hiromi...
Mflo?
I can't remember his name, but yeah, Mflo. There's a few other people who were guesting there. Obviously, the big one that everyone's talking about is Kari Pami Pamu. I'm not going to that. To be honest, I would love to. I'm just not bothering with it because it's day 0. It's happening on day 0, and I already know I'm probably going to have something else to do. Like, not partying, actual work. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to do, like, an interview or something that day. So, I'm not trying to schedule, like, a day 0 thing at all. So, at least not a concert, not an event. If I'm going to schedule anything, it'll be an interview. And it's so long. I'm like, that ain't about that life right now. Like, even if I was going to go, I would probably go to just see Kari because, not that I don't like the other people. I'm just like, I'm going to be so busy at AX. I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah, I haven't confirmed it yet, but I'm mostly trying to go for Mflo since I just love their music.
I haven't. Yeah, Mflo got that vocalist back. I haven't listened to much Mflo like in ages. I remember like once again Takahashi, the DJ from Mflo. I've seen him several times in past events. There was an event that Takahashi from Morning Musume, ex Morning Musume, came, and they were both like did a DJ event like at in Santa Monica.
They had what's his name a couple years ago? That really famous male singer.
Who?
Crap. What's his name? I don't remember.
Oh, rip. We'll remember in a second. But speaking of like events, Anasong World Anasong? Anime? Anasong.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of... Wait, what's the difference between Otaquest and Anasong?
Otaquest is different promoters. Anasong is done by Atlantis and their respective partners. And Otaquest, I don't think it's being done... Well, it's done by a company, LDH, I want to say is their name. But I think they're local. I think they're like an LA-based, like, promoter. Or like, Western-based, if not LA. But Anasong World Matsuri...
They have a branch.
Yeah. Anasong World Matsuri apparently isn't happening this year. And, it's funny because, first of all, if you're a holdout thinking it's still going to get announced the week of, it's probably not going to be. Let's be real here. But if you recall, like over a month ago, we did a podcast, and I mentioned that like I kind of had inside word for a while, and I think that word was pretty true. And yeah, basically, I don't think it's gonna happen. So everyone who was hoping for that, rip. But Aqua, and obviously when they announced Aqua coming on their own as a separate thing, everyone should have realized then that like, wait, does that mean Anasong's not happening? And they have that one. They have a bunch of other concerts. It's just like the old AX for Anasong.
Is there a reason why they're moving from Microsoft Theater to the Novo?
Well, I don't know
for like.
Well, they are using the Microsoft Theater for that one symphonic concert, and I bet you that, and it is booked, and I bet you there's just other concerts that haven't been announced yet. But I doubt they're gonna be anything huge like Anasong World Matsuri again. Is the cat being a cat?
She has this thing now where that's her litter box back there.
Yeah.
That white box, and it's right up against the blinds, right? So now when she like scratches the litter, she also will just like scratch at the blinds. She just started doing this recently, and we don't know why.
That's so crazy. Look at her; she's like hiding it. By the way, the new addition to my microphone stand is this Freya little keychain thing, and it's my only souvenir from Fanime. I didn't buy it. Like Rachel bought it for me.
Oh, Manuel, my kohai in Maid Cafe is really into Macross. If you want to talk to her.
Which one?
Just my kohai. Like we have a kohai senpai program.
Oh, introduce her to me, and we'll talk Macross, and she can do the Macross panel with us next time.
Maybe I'll let her know.
For sure. I didn't know you guys had a kohai system. I keep forgetting you've been in Maid Cafe for a long time. There was only like
3 years.
But yeah, it was only 1 year I think that we knew each other where you weren't doing Maid Cafe.
No.
Yeah.
Because I've been out of college for 4 years and we met when I was like a sophomore.
Oh, okay, maybe you're right. But
in like 3 or 4 years.
Anyway, I don't know. I look forward to AX, and I'm still like really not looking. I just want it to be done, or I want it to be here. I know it sounds really stupid. I'm not ready for it, but I want it to be here because I know I'm not going to be ready for it no matter what happens. So might as well rip the Band-Aid off and like just tell me AX is like next week, and I can be like, okay, I'm fine with that. I can live with that. That just means I know what I'm doing.
We're all going to be swinging for the fences.
Exactly.
Yeah, like as much as I can do prep, I'm still never prepared, no matter what.
Yeah, like one of the reasons this podcast was dark for so long because we were prepping for Fanime, and that Fanime prep was a lot of even though we took 1 extra week off the podcast. I mean, I didn't do anything that week. Well, I did. I was still working, so it's not like I just was like laying around the house. But when I would get home, I would sit there and I would like contemplate what to do with the panels, and I would just sit there and like brainstorm, but I wouldn't do anything. And
you mean you were doing my job?
Yeah, basically.
That's technically my job.
I know. And we already have our panels.
Well, okay. If it's a panel that I don't know anything about, though, but we're not doing any panels for AX, are we?
No, we're not. We should have, in retrospect, because apparently a lot more fan panels got accepted, which I think is mainly because they don't have like the huge 18+ guests that Anasong World Matsuri brings to the table anymore. So there were a lot more panel slots, and apparently they opened up more panel rooms. Like I think there's like up to like 6 or something panel rooms that panels are done at now. But We should have.
Because I still think we should do the Idols and Anime panel at Expo.
I know, we haven't done that panel in so long. We haven't done any of, like, the Idol panels, I feel. Like, we only did, when we did that 101 panel at ALA, I didn't realize that we hadn't done that in forever. Like, we did it at KrakenCon, like, right before ALA, but that was just me and Tiffany, and that was honestly leading up to ALA, so I was, like, working, when I did that panel, I was like, oh shit, we haven't done it in over a year. And that 18 plus Idol panel, we hadn't done, like, in over a year either. I don't know, like, there was a whole period, I think the Eroge panel has kind of, like, overshadowed a lot of the others. Like, we've done that everywhere. And,
I have things to tell you about that panel, too, by the way, feedback from other people.
Oh, okay. I'm curious. But anyhow. But yeah, that panel's kind of taken over a lot of our panel scheduling. And then we tried so hard for that, the game, not the game show one, but the variety panel, which I both want to and not want to do again. I can tell you right now, we're not doing it at ALA. Just as a disclaimer. Whatever we do at ALA, it won't be that one, and I might not do the Eroge one either because I might be over that panel at ALA. Not forever, but like we've done that 2 years in a row. I don't know if I want to make it 3. Anyway, AX. I would love to have done Idols and Anime there, and I would love to do Eroge there because that would be a whole new audience. Well, mostly new. Because I'm pretty sure that it would draw in people who hadn't seen it before. But alas, it's not meant to be this year. Next year we'll submit panels. But we do have Anime California and Hentai Con coming up that I do want to do in the interim. I don't think Molly wants to do Hentai Con though. Nobody ever wants to do Hentai Con. I'm like, is it just a stigma of like being around hentai or being at a con called Hentai Con? Kaylee was a guest there last year, by the way, Molly. But
for what show?
She was just a guest. Like to be fair, by the end, like they had a lot of guests that were relevant, like to hentai already. But for some reason, at the end of like right before the con happened, they added like a whole slew of guests who were just like anime guests. Like they added that singer who was like the Sailor Moon singer. I can't remember her name, Jennifer something. She's the one who's the singing voice Sailor Moon. She had a concert too. They added her. They added like that Tia person did the Naruto ending who was doing a lot of cons last year. They added Kaylee. They added like 4 other like non-hentai voice actors. So yeah, they just added people at the end. I don't know if that was just a ploy to get like the normies to come, not be so worried about the hentai. But
when is Anime California again?
It's in August. I think the end of August. I'm definitely doing.
Wait, is it running at the same time as Crunchyroll?
Maybe. I do know it's conflicting with another con. I don't know if it's Crunchyroll. It might be SAC Anime though. But
no, SAC
Anime Summer. It just happens like this weekend.
Oh, it is this weekend. Oh my god. I just remembered I'm supposed to be submitting press for Ivan and I never did. Oops.
Because Tommy was like, you should come to SAC Anime and do the karaoke stand. And I'm like, yeah, and then kill myself by doing three cons in 1 month. It's like...
No, like, I did that. I did that for many years. Like, I don't know if y'all remember, and by y'all, I also mean people watching. But, I used to go to every con. And it got so tiring. Like...
Yeah.
It was just like always being on the move, especially when I was doing panels. Like I remember, like, excuse me, I would not purposely, but I would do the same panels to different cons. But I never liked doing the same panel, so I would write really long versions of the panel, and then I would split it up into 2 versions. This is for this con, this is for that con, and each con got like different slides, kinda. And I just remember like doing things like that. And like most of these cons, I was doing like 4 panels, like 4 panels this week, 4 panels next week, 4 panels the week after that. It was just like I don't know how I was staying alive after a while. So and then getting people to
Where is Anime California? In Pasadena?
Yeah, no, in Burbank.
Burbank, okay.
But yeah,
I'll look into it.
So go to that one. Go to Hentai Con too. Manuel says every con. I say Yume Con. I've never been to that one. The Yume Con, if I'm not mistaken, is the one that's in the college. I don't know. I can't remember which college. It's a 1-day college con. I've always wanted to go because, mind you, I used to do this too. I have no qualm against 1-day cons. I especially love when they were in NorCal because what I used to do back in the day was I would take day trips up there. How the fuck I would do this? It was ridiculous. I would take a bus up there, do the con, and take a bus back that night. And like, so basically I would be homeless for like 3 days. And like, it was a mess. It was a mess. Foothill College. The president came to the Tiami meeting. Oh yeah, I remember that. If it happens this year, I could probably do that, and then maybe I'll hitch a ride with somebody in San Francisco or something, or somewhere close, or go with Tiffany because she's kind of close. But
yeah, I was one of the hosts for that event last year.
FanimeCon?
Yeah.
Is it happening again this year?
I don't think so. I think it's trying to scale back for 2020,
okay.
From what I've heard from. But yeah, I had fun being the host for the stage shows 2 years running.
Oh, so did you host when Tiami was performing or whatever?
I
Tiffany
think so.
And Ami? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I also had to run back and forth to make sure like things were running smoothly too. But I believe I was there.
Yeah, there's a lot of other cons. I don't know. There's some I don't really want to go to again. Like all the Fresno cons, just so much in the middle of nowhere. I don't think I'll ever go back to those again just because of reasons. It's also hot out there. It's also hot here. Is it hot where you're at, Molly? It is really hot right here. And
I don't think it's that hot. Is it hot outside?
Maybe do you have AC? Because I'm like I don't have AC, so I have a fan on me, and I'm like it's so hot in this room. Also, because I have my light right in front of me, and it's like it was kind of warm today. I went outside with the jacket because I thought it was gonna be cold because it looked cold, and I went outside. Oh my god, it's kind of humid and hot outside. But anyway, AX, other con nonsense. I don't know, Tim. How do you do it? Speaking of heat, did you cosplay at AX last year?
I did. Okay, so this is very. You know how hot it was last year? It was like 110 degrees last year.
It was so hot at AX last year. It was ridiculous.
So let me tell you where I came from. So I was actually in Vietnam for a month on vacation. I cut the vacation short to fly back to LA for Anime Expo.
Mm-hmm.
So I left the humidity of that country only to come back to 110 degree weather. And not only did I burn, I also came back wearing like cold weather attire because I thought, going from a country that's like on the equator to like LA, it's gonna be like going to winter. I came back in a flannel and lost like weight instantly. Like, so I suffered sunburn, sunburns. Because my cosplay gathering last year, there were no shades, and I miscalculated where to put the actual gathering. So there was no shade, 110 degree weather, and I'm doing a shirtless cosplay, so I'm already instantly burned. Oh, and my phone overheats, so I had to buy ice cream from one of those ice cream cart dudes,
yeah.
just to cool off my phone. So yeah, it was brutal.
Oh my god, that sounds so like I don't know. Like every day at the con, like I would just like do what Molly remembers this. I would do what I had to do, and I would just leave. I'm like, I don't want to be around here. I don't want to walk out, like, because even the places that were air conditioned, it was still kind of warm even in the main halls. Like some of the rooms are freezing, but some of the halls were still kind of hot because you got like thousands of people like just breathing on each other.
Yeah.
And then you go outside, and I forgot which day. It was one day. It legitimately got like the 110s. Like it got to like almost to 120. Might have got to 120. I don't remember. But I remember I was like, I can't deal with this. And we had to do an interview at this hotel, and even their lobby was kind of warm because every time the doors would open, it'd be like whoosh, like this like hot air. And when we were done, I'm like, I'm done. I'm not walking back to the con. It's like I'm going back to the hotel. And not only that, I'm catching an Uber. I'm not walking. It's like I'm done.
Oh yeah,
at least you didn't have a broken bone.
You broke something? I don't remember.
Yeah, I had a broken toe. I was in like a special boot.
You broke your toe like kicking your like nightstand. Not your nightstand, but your bedstand or whatever.
My bed.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Like, there've been times when I kick something really hard, and I'm not kick it like out of anger, but like stub it, And I'm like, I think I broke my toe, but I just walk on it anyway. And I wonder now, and looking back on it now, how many times I broke something.
I couldn't walk on it. That was how I knew something was wrong.
Oh man, Manuel, are you so hot because your world is all black? That could be it. That could be it. I also, like, I've been kind of holed up in here. Like, not even when I was sick, but like after like the past couple days, I've been like on my computer like constantly, sending out emails, replying to emails, and working on some new articles, like both mine and ones just to put up on the site. So I've been like, it's been like kind of like a sauna, not a sauna, but it's kind of like a box. And I was fine until I went outside and I realized it's actually just hot everywhere. And then for some reason, now that I know it's hot, I just feel hot. It's a mind over matter thing. But I hope AX is not going to be 100+ degrees. It's always hot, but it's that last year was ridiculous. I don't even want to remember that. Like, if it's that hot again, it's going to be the same deal. I'm just going to do what I have to do and just bounce. Like, y'all can have fun. I don't care. But it was funny because I don't know if you remember Molly, but I was mainly hanging out with Eunice, who was also rooming with me. And maybe it was because everyone would leave by the time we were done. And it would just be me and her, and I'm like, I'm leaving, and she didn't want to like go by herself to go find other people, so she would just go back with me. And she's like, I never saw the con. And I'm like, yeah, because I ain't gonna deal with that heat. But my point to that story is just ditch Manuel because I'm gonna ditch you. that's why Tiffany didn't go to my panel. It's because she followed my own advice. I don't know. What cosplays are you bringing there, Tim?
Everything from Fanime minus Bible Black, unless there's a request for me to attend as Bible Black. I don't know. There was a dude that inquired about it, but nothing came of it. So I'm just gonna because I do have to pack. Because unlike Fanime, I'm now coming to SoCal, so I can't pack as much as I or just in case stuff happens. I can't go home just to pick stuff back up like I could at Fanime. So if I can only go with three cosplays. So I'm running two gatherings, and then I might assist with one. Who knows? Because obviously I always have to go to Sailor Moon Day, so I'm going to cosplay from that series, and then my annual fighting games one, and then I am running Cells at Work because I can't attend the regular one, so I decided to run another one.
Oh, so there's two?
Yeah, so I'm running two.
Oh, okay.
Just two.
You did Cells at Work at Fanime, right? You did Cells at Work, Sailor Moon, and fighting games.
And fighting games. Yeah, so I'm running the exact same circuit again at Anime Expo.
Nice.
Just because the schedule allows it to line up, and the only other cosplays I have ready are only for WinterCon, so I am not busting those out. Because I'm also training. I'm also trying to hit the gym real hard for my cosplays, just so I can get used to how hot it is out there and whatnot.
I don't know. I hate SoCal in the summer. I'm not looking forward to it. It's already kind of like I said. I don't know if I'm just overthinking the fact that it was kind of hot today, but it's already started to heat up, and I'm just like, oh god, I don't look forward to this. I'm just so upset.
Oh no, because like I'm going to be back in SoCal like I think 5 or 6 weeks later for another convention in August at the LA Convention Center. So I'm not looking forward to that one because I think it's even worse in August, in my opinion.
Is it KCON?
It is because I usually do press for that event every year.
No, like we've done press for that. It's funny, we've done press for that event, but like, I think we're gonna do press again this year, but with someone else, not me. But it's always hard to find people to do press for that one. In my case, because everyone wants to just chill and do their own thing. You know what I mean? So
yeah. This year, I think I have to do press solo because I don't. People from my squad aren't trying to travel to SoCal again.
And Molly.
Plus, there's
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Plus, there's a bunch of concerts that occur in SoCal and NorCal, so I think it's okay for some people to miss that event.
Real fast, I don't want to talk too much about K-pop, like, because it's a little off topic, but it's not off topic, because we talk about K-pop a lot. But, I feel like every other week there is a K-pop tour being announced to some degree, of varying levels of popularity. I don't want to like belittle anyone's popularity, but you know what I mean. Varying levels of like the size of the attendees of the events, but there's so many concerts. I mentioned this on the past podcast that it always happened in SoCal, but it's happening a lot around here. But Molly, I was asking you, what cosplay are you doing?
This is Mew from Caligula. And then I'm also probably gonna... Yeah, no one watched it but me and Callie. And then I'm probably gonna do the Crystal again, and then I'm gonna do I from Zombieland Saga.
Oh. No Aikatsu this year?
I mean, I could bring Hikari again. We'll see. It depends on if I actually finish Princess of the Crystal, then I'd probably bring Hikari, because that's a good summer summer outfit.
Yeah. I don't know. So Molly won the character contest last year. 3 people. I mean, 3 people won, not just Molly. Did you guys have a group name? It's you, Kaylee, and who else?
Tara. We're Trialum.
There you go. I remember you guys did have a name. Also, fun fact: I'm working on a compilation of panel performances, and the only reason it hasn't been released is it's too long, and I keep trying to trim it. I want it to be around 20 minutes, and my latest trim is about 35. But one of the performances I have in there is Haley and Molly performing. Fuck, I forgot what song it was. At
Tutu Ballerina.
There you go. I remember you guys also performed it at the Idol thing, but yeah. I love that you're working on cosplay there. I don't know if y'all ever watch the Twitch streamers who do cosplay. I feel like we have.
I mean, I have to do it sometime.
I know, but I feel like we get people watching get a bonus because there are cosplayers who just stream this, like what Molly's doing, who just stream just that. But anyway.
Yeah, I cannot do it because I would just do gluing one thing and then not do anything else for half an hour. It'll just take too long of a stream if I were to ever do it.
I know. Let's wait for that glue to dry. Let's wait for me to not be lazy. Then you guys gotta watch me watch a video on YouTube while I get distracted for 20 minutes. That'd be me. I'm not saying that's what you do, but that would be me. I'm just I get distracted so easily sometimes.
Yeah, no. Realistically, if I were to do a cosplay creation stream, it would end up becoming like a mukbang or something, where waiting for things to dry while I'm eating.
We should do an A to J one like that too. But yeah, Molly's gonna be on the A to J mukbang. She's also gonna be on the A to J Bible Black Patreon stream, and so on. Molly's like, what? What? What are you?
We're gonna reenact it.
We're gonna. Oh my god! What is this? Molly's gonna be the what's her name? The doctor chick with the
one that survives.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the one that survives. That's gonna be you. Let's just say she survives, but she went through some things. But oh my god. But I don't know. I want to play Bible. I mean, I can't play it on Twitch, but I want to play Bible Black again just for my own sake. I'll never forget. I don't know if this is appropriate to say, but I'll never forget the first time I played it. It was a long time ago. I actually bought a physical copy of it at AX way back, 27 or
something.
8. Yeah, it was more than 10 years ago. And I had a physical copy and I remember playing it. And I'll never forget the first ending I came to was just I'm not going to say what it is because it's way too graphic, but it was so horrible. And I was just I can't believe it's ending this way. And I had never played a game like that at all. I never played a visual novel. So I wasn't expecting I wasn't expecting the type of gameplay, and I wasn't expecting to have the choose your own adventure bad ends, because even that's a little different. Not that many games like that actually have so many different endings. At least unless they're big budget like that. And
how many? Wait, hold up. How many times did you complete this game?
3.
Okay.
Why?
Oh no, I'm just wondering. I mean, you could. I just kind of assumed that you would be one of those folks that would just try to see every
No,
single ending possible.
I used to be that person, but the problem was, and still is, and mind you, this is a really horrible. Like everyone's gonna say this forever now. Like Manuel got into visual novels because of Bible Black, which is true. Um, but like ever since I discovered that one, I was kind of like, are there other games like this? And not just Eroge, like games like that. I mean, like other.
Have you ever read Higurashi?
Yeah, and I think he streamed that for us one time. But yeah, I've played that.
I did.
But I never got too far into it. Not that I didn't like it, but it came out, and I actually own a copy. I own them all on Steam now. But I remember playing it. I was just like, this is. I thought it was. I didn't know it was gonna be so dark. I thought it was a cutesy game when I looked at it. I was actually very surprised.
Yep.
But I remember some of the first games I played. I remember like, there was the Aoyori Aoshi game, which is there's an anime from that as well. I remember that was another visual novel I played. And there were several others. Like I said, most of them weren't hentai. I remember like, Do You Like Horny Bunnies was like a big one at that time. I don't know if you ever heard of that one, Tim.
Wait,
Molly.
what?
Do You Like Horny Bunnies? That was the name of the game.
I've never heard of it before.
That was a big title. I don't know if anyone's in the chat's gonna be like, Emmanuel's taking it back. But I don't know if around the same time Bible Black was big. Do You Like Horny Bunnies? There was two of them, by the way. Do You Like Horny Bunnies 1 and 2 were all over the scene. Like everyone, to be honest, I think it more to do with the title than anything else, because it's like, And there was also like Sexy Beach. Sexy Beach wasn't like so much a visual novel. Like you would have. I can't even talk about this. You would have sex with the girls, but you would like move your mouse in a rhythmic way to like to perform. We'll use that word. You would move your mouse. Yeah, and if you moved it bad, like if you moved it like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing this, nothing would happen. But if you went like in a nice, smooth, circular motion, like at a nice steady beat, your meter would fill up and your person would become very happy. And yeah, that's the censored way of saying what went on in those scenes. Yeah, it was a great game. It's funny because I remember talking to Tiffany about this on a podcast a long time ago, and she had played all these games, and I was just like, to be fair, I didn't play those games that much, the Sexy Beach and the Do You Like Horny Bunnies. I just remember those games a lot because everyone was playing them, and those were the games that, if you ever went to like I want to say Just USA, like the booths like that would sell the hentai. I think they were the ones who were selling Bible Black to me like they sold it to me specifically. But I think that's where I bought like the Bible Black game like way back when. I remember those were like their big titles at the time. If I'm not mistaken, nobody released Sexy Beach. Sexy Beach was the game you downloaded off the internet because I don't think they ever got an English release, as far as I know. But if anyone wants to talk about Do You Like Horny Bunnies in the chat, please do so. I feel like such a pervert because nobody else knows that but me. Oh, by the way, I should mention the game obviously has nothing to do with bunnies per se. It's bunny girls, like girls in bunny outfits. I
kind of figured that part out.
Yeah, I say that because I assure you there's a version of that. Because like nowadays, I'm playing this game called Moero Chronicle right now. It's on the Switch. It's on other systems too, but I'm playing it on the Switch. And I bought it thinking it was a Neptunia game. And I didn't know this until I started playing it. First of all, it's not a Neptunia game. I was just mistaken. When I started playing it, it's one of those one of those monster girl pseudo dating sim / dungeon crawlers. So it's one of those games where like the girl's like half a bee, half a snake, half a whatever, half an orc, and it's like it's all the anime tropes, but they're like not really all human. So I feel
half a bee.
Yeah, it's one
like
of the
a bumblebee.
Yeah, one of the girls is like she looks like human everywhere else, but she has antenna, and then she has like a big bee butt, like like a stinger thing. I don't know what you'd call that part of a bee, but yeah. And some of them look more normal than others. Like the dog girl just has like a dog tail and a dog ears, but some of them, like the slime girl, looks like a slime, and it looks very slimy. But my point to bringing all this up, besides like digging my hole deeper, is that I'm pretty sure if Do You Like Horny Bunnies came out today, somebody might assume that the bunny girls were like half bunny or something, or be like a bunny that transforms to a human, or some nonsense like that. Oh god, I'm just digging this hole. everyone's still watching. It's like I'm probably amusing everyone. I feel like we talked about hentai and eroge so much. This has to be one of the tags on the top of the video, because it's dominated like a lot of this conversation somehow.
Oh yeah, I came up with like a crazy concept during Anime weekend because I was surrounded by more hentai than I'm normally accustomed to, which is like zero. Yeah, like imagine if there was like a hentai cinematic universe or something, or like a JAV
Oh my god!
cinematic universe. I think we talked about this towards the end of the panel. Yeah, like all the series are interconnected, and then no, I do not have the ability to write a story.
Honestly, if Boku no Pico and Bible Black are in the same universe, I feel like it'd be an interesting.
No, I kind of want to see that happen. Like,
Manuel, you should watch it. Well, I don't know. I don't want to recommend anyone watch it because it's like not actually good, but like it's like the concepts in it are not good. Not like the animation or anything is not good.
I'll put some app on Twitch to watch it with me. Twitch, Discord. Because I watch a lot of things on Discord with people these days, and like I'll share a screen and we'll just watch it together, and then we'll kind of do what we did in the ALA in the Fanime hotel room, but normal. Because usually it's not hentai or JAV. It's just like Fishugi Yugi or like Macross. Like I watched the Macross movie with that recently. Oh, remember that screen cap I sent Tim? I think you saw it. My dick culture.
Yeah.
My dick culture. I was like, what the fuck? Oh, it's so funny because I missed that. I think Rachel was one who was like, "Man, did you see what the caption said?" I'm like, no, I didn't see it. My dick culture. Anyway, I don't know.
But yeah, I do think it can be an interesting concept. It just requires execution to see if a hentai and JAV Cinematic Universe can exist. I don't even know why I'm picking Cinematic Universe as the tag, but it technically should be Extended Universe.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Extended Universe. I don't know if you ever watched those videos where they try to recreate the hentai in live action. There's several movies like that. I'm not now. Before I go any further, I want it to be known. Once again, I don't care if anyone is. I'm not the expert in Japanese adult video. I wouldn't mind to be because I actually want to do a lot more panels. And I think it's hilarious, but I'm really not because like there's a lot. I have a friend who's really into it. He's been helping me out a lot, like pick videos and pick some actresses. But anyways, I have run across a few videos where they're like.
Wait, does that person's? Do I know who that person is?
Yeah, you know one of them, but you don't know the one I'm talking about. The one I'm specifically talking about, no. And it's funny because some of the videos I've seen on accident, like it just like when I'm doing my own research, I mean to say, I come across ones. I don't know how famous they are because it's usually not anime I know. I mean not anime. Usually it's manga, and it's definitely not manga I know. I'm not talking about cosplay per se. I mean there are some movies where they try to recreate scenes from like a hentai manga in live action. And what always bothers me about the to be fair, I've only seen a couple, but what always bothers me about those movies I have seen is that they're so disjointed, and I'm always like, I wish they would make just a movie out of some of these. But like, I don't mean like the La Blue Girl movies, because there are like some live action ones. I don't mean like I can't think of any others off the top of my head. Any other movies like that. I mean an actual straight up like porn movie, like kind of like the Wood Rocket. Is that the people who do the parodies? Kind of like a Wood Rocket one. But not like I'm just giving too much knowledge about what the heck I know about porn. But anyways, the Red Rocket films, but like without the parody, but just legit.
I've seen the parody for the Avengers, like I think in 2012. I forgot what it's called, but had like Avengers characters, partaking in
activities.
Yeah.
In festivities.
And then the crazy thing was they added more characters too than like they added She-Hulk, and I'm like, wait, how does this work? Oh wait,
is that the one where China was She-Hulk? Because I remember there was one I saw that China was She-Hulk. I forgot which one that was. Was that She-Hulk?
No, I think that, or it could have been her own stuff.
Yeah, I only know about that video, and actually now that I said it out loud, I know for a fact it's not that one because that movie, the movie she did, long predated the Avengers. Like not long, but like it predated the Avengers movies. We're having a really weird discussion here, but on a funny note, next week's podcast is on wrestling, so we could talk about it more there about China's foray into. We probably don't talk about that at all. That's crazy.
Oh, yo.
Topic.
I'm a huge wrestling fan. Pick your wrestling, and I probably have. I'm a huge fan of from pro wrestling to sumo.
Because we got a lot of wrestling. I've been trying to make this wrestling podcast happen for a while, and it just hasn't happened because.
All I know about wrestling is Too Sweet.
Yeah,
all I know. It's literally all I know.
Wait, who did that?
Bullet Club?
I don't know. It had something to do with like the illegal wrestling.
Oh no, it's a Japanese stable in New Japan Pro Wrestling. They do this thing where they too sweet each other.
No, but wasn't that an older thing? Wasn't that an older thing as well?
Oh,
who did that?
Yes, the NWO.
Yeah, I just remember. I remember always doing that with my friends. That's how bad Manuel was, by the way. I used to love wrestling when I was a kid, like in junior high and like late elementary school and junior high. I used to love watching wrestling, and I remember always doing that with my friends, like Too Sweet or whatever. And it's like we thought we were cool. We're like 10 or 11, thinking we're all cool, like pretending we're like Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, whoever the fuck was an NWO back then. Well, they were always an NWO, but my Twitch. My Discord, my Twitch froze. So I don't know if we're still live or not.
Oh yeah,
we are. It unfroze.
Okay.
It unfroze when I reloaded it, but it was stuck on an ad. I'm like, why is it showing me an ad, and why did it get stuck there? But it's been like that for like 10 minutes since I haven't said anything. But anyway, Too Sweet, and also DX. Are we live actually? Because now it's showing me nothing. Hold on.
Let's see here. Oh, yeah, it's it went black.
Oh yeah, so we're not live. I don't know what happened.
Mine says there was a network error.
Yeah, mine says that we went off the air.
Rip. You know what? Let's just wrap this up. Cause I don't want to go. Well, actually, let's try to go back live again real fast. I want them to see it at least.
There's no one watching anymore.
It's not that no one's watching. Yeah, because no one's watching because we're not there anymore. They might come back because if they're following us, they'll get a notification, and we have like 100 some odd followers. I wonder how that happened. Let me make a note for myself to cut this out of YouTube.
Yeah, for the wrestling one next week, what kind of wrestling first and foremost? Because
we're gonna focus mainly on Japanese wrestling, but we are gonna talk about like. What's the new one called? I forgot what the new wrestling people are called.
AEW?
Yeah, because a friend of mine went to that. Hold on.
During Fanime weekend?
Yeah. Are we not going to be able to go back live again? I think I killed something. Oh wait, there it goes. It's actually loading this time. I think.
Okay.
I think it just doesn't like the because my subscription runs out. There it goes. Now we're live again. Okay, let me make a note to cut that. Hey everyone, if you're watching us live, give me a second. It's delayed, but you're already hearing us. So give me a second while I make a little note. Yeah, we have viewers again. At least some.
Yeah, we're back. So, wait. Well,
it says we have viewers
now. I'm trying to.
It's like us. It's us trying to mess with ourselves. You know what? I'll give it another try. I mean, I'll see if this loads. If not, we'll just wrap it up for YouTube, I guess. Because we're already talking nonsense, and I have to cut this out anyway. Hold on.
Yeah, because I did go to Wrestle Kingdom, which is like the Japanese equivalent of WrestleMania, and I'm a huge fan of the Joshi Pro Wrestling scene. So yeah, so that's one of my expertise. Plus, I'm a subscriber for New Japan World and Stardom World. Yeah.
Damn. Well, I have no idea what's going on with Twitch. I guess we're done on Twitch for the night. Let's just wrap this up. And it's sad because before it froze, we didn't have a ton of viewers, but we were back up to like 8. That was the last count I had.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's start wrapping it up. Molly, how's your prep going? You look really frazzled out of nowhere.
I worked out yesterday, so really, and I also didn't get Like,
Oh, rip. Molly's gonna die.
Yep.
So let's start wrapping this up. Next week, Tuesday, we have a podcast on wrestling. That's what we've been talking about for the past 10 minutes. But then again, if you're on YouTube, you don't get to hear it. Then again, nobody gets to hear it because I'm going to cut this all out. But next week, we have a podcast on wrestling. We have a podcast on maid cafes and on specifically cosplaying. I know this one was supposed to be on cosplaying. We kind of lost that, but we're doing one more specifically on cosplay in the future. And we have a few people. We have guests lined up for both. For anyone watching and wondering where's Konaru, I don't know either. You might notice she wasn't on this episode. She wasn't on the last two we did, and she's not going to be on those this month because I planned them all without her. So she's in like Japan and whatever, but she's also been non-responsive, so I don't really know what's going on with her for the time being. What's new with us? Molly, anything new coming up? Anything you're doing crazy that you might care to share? Could be fun, could be whatever. You partying this weekend?
No, I'm working.
Oh, rip. Yeah, I'm not doing anything that too fun either. Like this weekend is SAC Anime, but I kind of forgot to give our person press. So I'm gonna try to do that. Oh, I see a cat. I'm gonna try to give them a press badge like right now as we're done here. Tim, how are things with you? Anything fun?
Survival until Anime Expo starts.
Exactly. That's kind of my thing too. We got 4 weeks, I think exactly. We got 4 weeks exactly to finish up everything. So there you go.
No, jeez.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was how much time we had.
Yep. And that's 4 weeks to day one. So that 4 weeks from now we're there. So
oh boy.
Everyone have fun thinking about that. But
yeah, I haven't booked my trip down there yet. I don't even know how I'm going to get down there yet. I haven't figured all that out yet, but I have 4 weeks to figure it out, huh?
I like how you cut out most of your, like you put your, yeah, there you go. Most of you were just like, oh, there's me at the bottom of the frame. But yeah, you got all that. You got 4 weeks to figure that out. So yeah, that's the news for the podcast. It's news for Tim and Molly. I'm not doing anything that interesting. I'm just gonna be planning all my other stuff. So we have next week is for sure wrestling, Tuesday 7 p.m. We have Matthew, a friend of mine who knows a lot about wrestling. He's gonna be there for sure, and maybe Tim as well. I have a bunch of people I asked. I'm just waiting for all the last confirmations about who's gonna be there, and depending on certain. I'll put it like this. I don't want to say who it is in case it doesn't happen, but we know some wrestlers. And if anyone's been watching our podcast for many years, you might remember, I think I told Tim this already, you might remember that our very first podcast guest ever, like 4 years ago on A to J Talks, was a wrestler. At the time was independent, who's now with WWE. So I don't want to name who it is in case it doesn't happen, but we might have a wrestler on the podcast. So if that happens, that changes up a lot of things. And it changes up a lot of things. But anyway, so keep an eye out for that. I don't want to say. I probably shouldn't have said that because you can see who it is, and you'd be like, "Oh, tweet at him. He's pretty big now."
No, yeah, we're gonna leave on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, it's Avengers Infinity War, and shout out to our current patrons, Ed and Kenneth. If you want to become our patron, $1, as little as $1 on Patreon.com/ADJConnections. Apparently, $2 are a better option, so start giving us $2 maybe. If you don't want to give us anything, that's fine. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, or just keep watching. I love doing things in general, and people do watch us, especially on YouTube. We get a lot of views. So whoever you are, some of you do comment, a lot of you don't. Whoever you are, thank you all for watching either way. And guess that's our show. Cliffhanger, Infinity War. Molly, sing us out.
Cosplay. Hey!
And with that, good night. See you all later. Sorry, Twitch, by the way, who didn't get to see this. I'm going to have to tweet this out or something, or I'll upload this little segment to Twitch on its own. See you all. Thank you all for watching. Good night to everyone in the chat who watches live. Good night. Bye.